So, hello, or should I say hallo from the beautiful Deutschland. Yes, that's right. As you can probably quickly tell by my accent, I am American, and I was born in America. I've lived there my entire life up until this year. So that's right, I am recording this in Germany. So I thought I should start maybe a YouTube channel just to talk about all of the many different things that are different here, or the process of moving from America to the United States. There's so many things I could talk about, and I will start by first giving you a little bit more details about me. So like I said at the start, and as the name of my channel has also said, my name is Jonathan Relier, and I'm 25 years old. I started here in Germany this year, 2018, in February. I came here for work. I was actually asked to be moved here, so I've worked for one of the greatest, if not the greatest, tire companies in the world, Pirelli Tire. I'm sure that eventually throughout my next videos that I'll make, that I'll show you some Pirelli things that I have around my place, or talk to you about some experiences from work. But anyway, that's more to come. But yeah, so I'm 25 years old, working here in Germany now for about 8-9 months or so, and there's a lot. Let me just tell you, there's a lot that I could talk about here, so many things probably, and what I would like for you to do if you're watching this video is to leave a comment down there, and hopefully I can answer a question that you might have, or give you advice, or maybe chances are you could be someone who might be in the same situation that I was about a year ago. Being told that, hey, we want you to move across the ocean to a different country that doesn't speak English. More on that later. So what I've done, I've taken my iPad here and made a quick list of all of the different things that I could make a video about, or could make or a few different subjects in a video. So I've written down some kind of interesting things here, and I'm just going to go through them real quick. So I wrote things to talk about. So first, being told you might have the opportunity to work in a different country. It's a tough thing to swallow. Next, right after that day, or even that night, or within the next 15 minutes, watching the dozens of videos about this country, or the country that you might be moving to. The expat process, so becoming an expat, everything from negotiating salary to all of the paperwork that you have to formally bring, and it's a lot, but all the paperwork that you have to do in order just to get a visa for Germany. Remember, this is Germany, it's not necessarily the easiest country to, let's say, move to. Anyway, we can talk about that. Let's see. The flights and strategies for a better seat. So, the flights are about 9 or 10 hours direct. My airport in the States is Atlanta Airport in Georgia, the biggest airport in the world. So I could talk about some of my stories, or the different things that happen when you get canceled on a flight, or a flight is canceled, excuse me. So the first time being here is another topic. So literally what you can expect when you get off the plane, or what type of clothes to bring. And let's see, what else here? Very important. Very important, or in German, sehr wichtig, the speed cameras. Germany is infamous for having no speed limits. However, I am here to tell you that is true, but most of the time it's not true. Germany has so many things with the speed limits. Literally, you can be driving and it changed to 70 kilometers per hour, and then let's say not even 100 feet after that, or 150 feet after that, it could change to 50 kilometers per hour. And then it could change maybe 150 feet after that back to 70, but in that small period where it went from 70 down to 50, and then in that 200 feet that you're in the 50-kilometer-an-hour zone, there might be a mobile speed camera set up there waiting to flash the infamous red light at your car. And yeah, so could go on and on about that. What it's like to live in a hotel for a month, because that's what I had to do. I unfortunately did not make any videos or anything of this yet, but like I said, I can't. But yeah, I lived in a hotel for a month. Sounds nice, but you start to miss out on some things. Yeah, a video that I'll probably do, as long as I get at least more than like 5 views on this video, is a walkthrough of my apartment and all of the crazy German energy efficiency things here that are actually really good, because, you know, this country, as you may have heard or may not have heard, they're able to start banning certain classes of diesel vehicles beginning next year in Germany, in certain cities. So it's not like it's a complete ban, no, you can't drive your diesel car. But anyway, they're the first country in the world to really put in such a strict regulation against diesel cars. I mean, okay, you could argue the United States has some strict regulations and blah blah, the Volkswagen stuff happened, is happening, will never be erased. But yeah, so all of the energy efficiency things, like how my walls in this apartment are literally like rock solid. I think they're plaster, some sort of new plaster concrete mix. The heating in the apartment is different here. Huge thing that every American always asks me or wants to talk about is the air conditioning, which I don't have. And believe me, we did have quite a few days this year well into 90 degrees Fahrenheit, or what's that about, I don't know, 35 degrees centigrade. So anyway, I could go on and on. I could literally just take my little GoPro here around and show you my place and all the interesting, funny things that are, I guess, built into this place, or about how when you come in, you don't have any light fixtures. So when you're moving in, all you literally see are wires hanging from the ceiling, so you have to buy your own lights. Anyway, we could go into that, but yeah, no air conditioning. That's a good one that a lot of Americans like to talk about, and how I survive. And yeah, another funny thing about my apartment, the heat turns off. Okay, so it's Germany, where, you know, it can drop below, let's say, it can drop below probably 0 degrees Fahrenheit, or I can't remember exactly what that is in centigrade, minus 25-ish. Anyway, don't count me on that. But in a country where it can get so cold, they actually turn the heat off every single night between midnight and 6 a.m. approximately. So depending on what kind of heating you have, and most of it is the, I can't remember the word, but it's heated with the water temperature. So depending on what kind of heat you have, they literally, you know, will turn it off. So if you want to take a shower at 5 a.m. because you've got a presentation that you got to finish because you were lazy and didn't finish it the day before, then yeah, you probably won't have much hot water at 5 a.m. Or if you do, it's going to be lukewarm. Ask me about it later. I've done it. We already talked about the speed limits, the infamous no speed limits. Everyone's like, oh, have you driven on the Autobahn? Oh, the Autobahn. The Autobahn is just the German term for highway. So of course I've driven on the Autobahn. How fast have I gone? About 150 miles per hour, so approximately 255, 260 kilometers per hour. That was in my car, which I'll get to in a second. Sorry, I was just looking at it out the window there. But yeah, everyone's like, oh, you live in Germany, that's so cool, how fast have you driven? And depending on the person, I'll either tell them, or you know, if it's my grandmother, I say, no, Grandma, I promise I don't go over 75, or even 70, just to be safe. However, there's not that many places where you can drive unlimited. Okay, when you're way away from the big cities, or when, let's see, you know, they just finally finished construction, because construction is another huge thing here. You go from cruising along at a comfortable 100 miles per hour to then cruising at about, you know, let's say 45 miles per hour for solid 1, sometimes 2, sometimes 3 miles. So that's really fun. But anyway, we can talk more about that. If you'd like that video, like I said, put it down here. Next, about my car, I am kind of a car guy. Everyone, I think, always has a dream car. I wouldn't necessarily call it the true dreamer's car, but I bought it 1 year old. It's a 2017 BMW M140i. So it's a small car. It's a 1 Series. Or it's here in Germany, let me tell you, it's a normal car in Germany, or it's a normal, little bit faster car here in Germany. Regarding the size, though, it's completely normal. When I first told my father that I was thinking to buy a 1 Series, he said, "A 1 Series? Are you kidding me? That's too small. You can't beat physics." You know, and he's right, but after he first came here, about 3 or 4 months after I got here, he saw it. The cars here, you know, a 1 Series is, let's say, average size car here. There's some people who have such little cars, like for example, there's cars made by Chevrolet that are sold here in Europe, but are too small for the States. So an American car company will make a car small enough to sell in Europe, or that's so small that it still sells in Europe, but then not even sell it in the States because it's so small. So I could go into that. But yeah, my car, it's a M140i with the automatic. Yeah, funny American comments. Let's start now. But anyway, it's a fun little, you know, pretty fast car. It's definitely, I know it's not a 911, which that's more of the dream car, but more on that later. But yeah, if you'd like to know about my car, it's bright orange, similar to the color shirt that I'm wearing now, so it's very, very vibrant. Not normal for Germany. Every car here you see is either black, silver, gray, white, or maybe, and these are for people who really want to step out of their shell, navy blue. So it's kind of fun having an orange car. People, okay, it's not a Lamborghini, I know, but sometimes, you know, you feel like you're kind of getting a funny look from someone like, "Why the fuck would he buy the orange car?" Sorry, my German accent's not very good, but you see what I mean. So yeah, we can go into very, very small little differences that, like, you would never have foreseen no matter how many videos you've watched. One example that I wrote down here is on the German and American, or English keyboards, excuse me, the Z letter and the Y letter are switched. So literally, if you look down at your keyboard, if you have one right now, or next time, just imagine every time you're trying to type M-Y, you're typing M-Z for the next 3 months, or however long it takes you to get used to it. But then the real kicker is, you know, I bought my iPad, I bought my laptop, I bought all the things that I have a keyboard on. I bought them in the States, and so they have, of course, English setup, but then where I work, I have a German keyboard. So every day I'm going to work, and I'm switching my brain for the next 8 or 9 hours to, you know, put that Z being typed by, let's say, my ring finger and not by my middle finger on my right hand. So anyway, you oftentimes end up misspelling words, and it's just a little nuance that, you know, as long as I continue to use my American electronics and as well as my German keyboard at work, I'm just gonna forever screw it up, and anyway, it is what it is. I find myself screwing up literally every day, multiple times per day. So that's another thing. But yeah, I mean, we could really just talk about anything. You know, I'm looking around trying to think of something. For example, my washing machine and my dryer are on 2 different levels of the apartment. So my washing machine is actually here inside my apartment, and then my dryer is outside of my apartment in the, like, common area. It's not outside, okay, come on, don't get me wrong, but it's in like this little shared room in the basement with the other dryers and washing machines. So yeah, there's just so many things that I could go into detail on, but really what I would like for you to do, if there's something you want to see, something you want to know, some crazy question you have for me because maybe you're going to be moving to a different country, or maybe even moving to Germany, ask me here, and I'll do my best if I get enough questions to, or questions with the same subject, to try to make a short video, try to talk about my how it went for me, and all of the hiccups that I can recall from all of these different processes. There's a lot of different things that I could go into, but I don't want to waste my time and make a video that you guys don't want to see. So anyway, I'm gonna kind of wrap that up for today, and if you've made it this far, bravo, thank you so much. I mean, if I don't get that many views, I'm not gonna try to keep making videos, but if I get a few people here and there that are actually interested in what it's like to be a foreigner, then just let me know. So hit the thumbs up or leave a comment down there, or if you're my first subscriber, I will give you a shout out and you will forever have a place right here in my heart. So let me know what you guys want to see, and hopefully I could make that for you. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'm stopping here. It's about 5 o'clock, 5:03 on a Sunday evening here. And yeah, it's time to relax because it's Sunday in Germany and you can't really do much else besides that. More on that later. Thanks for watching, guys.